We're going to do a little bit of movement for the neck and the shoulders. So just going to get a bit of mobility through the cervical and the thoracic spine. Okay, we're going to begin on the floor. Moving sideways, I keep sticking my bottom in the camera. So to begin with, we'll start seated. You can obviously find whatever's comfortable for you. If you want to stay on a chair for this bit, you can do. And we'll just do some gentle shoulder rolls, one at a time to begin with, just getting a little bit of movement through that area. And then we'll begin moving both shoulders together, synchronized. Draw them forwards, up and back. So you can see from the side, really getting that movement created through the upper spine there. And we're going to sort of try and take these movements onto all fours. You might already think, oh, this is nice, just getting everything moving. Okay, and then coming to a nice seated position, just taking the neck back. So chucking the chin back slightly, so the head's over the heart, heart over the hips. You've got that lovely long line. And it might be that you need to sit on a cushion or a blanket just to lift the hips slightly to help with that alignment. Okay, so from here, holding onto the knees. If you're on a chair, same thing. And we're going to start by pushing the chest forward and lengthening, just lifting the chin slightly. And then try and make that movement longer. So the movement we were doing before through the shoulders, start from the base of the spine and really arch through. And allow it to flow from the base of the spine all the way up and all the way down. Inhaling as you lift, exhaling as you round. And the next time you come up to extended position, we'll just take a slight twist. So turning one way, taking the hand behind, and then taking to the other side. Give yourselves a little shug up, and let's come on to hands and knees. So this movement's a little bit like cat, but with some differences. So make sure that you've got the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips to begin with. You may want to have a blanket under the knees, so make sure you have your props with you at all times so that you can adjust accordingly. And then as we round through the spine, like we do with cat, we're just going to come up higher onto our fingertips and take the hips slightly further back, so feeling that really big stretch. We'll come back, palms flatten, inhale and extend. Do that one more time. Lifting onto the fingertips, really feel that stretch. And then just walk the fingers slightly further forward, and then this time, as you inhale, we're going to lower the elbows down. And you come onto your forearms. So now it's like the front legs of your cat have been chopped off halfway down. Not very pleasant, but we're going to stay here now. So keep the forearms down. Exhale, round through the spine. And lower the head. So just getting some movement through that thoracic spine. Making the neck work. So the neck's really having to work hard to lift from that low point. So those muscles at the back of the neck, so important that they can draw the head back. Interesting fact, every inch that your head comes forward from your shoulders adds an extra 10 pounds onto your neck and shoulders. So you can see why you get a stiff neck if you always have your head down. Inhaling, lifting. And then coming to a neutral spine, so just in between the extension and the rounding, we're now just going to move between the shoulder blades. So push into your elbows and draw the spine up towards the ceiling. You might feel that in your shoulders. And then let it drop down. So let your shoulder blades draw together, letting the chest drop towards the ground. So this is like a really lazy position. But now draw it back up. So Draw the spine up towards the ceiling and then release. So we're just getting those muscles loosened off. We're just trying to stretch them in any way that we can. You can inhale as you push up. Exhale, allow it to drop. Inhaling, stretch. Exhale, let it drop down. One more time. And release. Come on to the hands again, hands underneath the shoulders, and take the right hand out to the side. And then bend the elbow, so taking the fingers to the temple, and as you exhale, draw the elbow down to the hand. Strengthening as we lift back up. Elbow down to the opposite hand, and then lift back up. One more time like that. Straighten the arm, and then thread the arm underneath the body and take the side of the head down to the ground. Feel a nice stretch down the back, in the shoulders. If it feels okay for you, you can take that other hand, the hand that's down on the ground, and wrap it behind the waist and really try and draw that shoulder back. If that's not comfortable for you, you can keep the hand down there. Again, a cushion under the head may be of benefit. And then place the hand back down if you had it behind the waist and push back onto all fours. This time take the other hand out, bend at the elbow, salute, and then drop the elbow down to the ground and lift back up, feeling the work through the core and the upper back as you do that. Straighten the arm out and then thread under the body, dropping the shoulder down, dropping the head down, and then you can rest like this, or you can take the hand, the opposite hand behind the back. I'll turn this way so you can see. And then release, push back onto all fours. And we're going to stretch forward. So from a cat position, from a table position, move the hands forwards as far as is comfortable for your shoulders. And then just start to let the body drop down. So you'll probably come onto your forearms if that feels okay. Really big opening through the chest, opening the shoulders. Taking the head down towards the ground. If this feels really super hard, if you're tight through the shoulders and through the chest, just bring the arms back a little bit and just practice starting to drop down. If you can, take those hands all the way out and just feel that opening through the chest. Lifting the bottom in the air. And then walk the hands back. Come back onto your bottom, sitting up, and then interlace the fingers behind the back. Draw the knuckles down towards the ground and feel the sternum lift, chest lifting. Keep the ribs drawn in towards the spine. Try not to go into a back bend, but to stay nice and tall, nice and long. From here, we're going to move from the hips. Keep the fingers interlaced if you can, and then start to bring the hands overhead. So you can take the forehead down to the ground. Just take the hands as far as you can. It may be it's not comfortable for you to lift them. You may just try and keep the shoulders drawn back though. Don't let them round towards the ground. If you can, take the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Lower the arms, come back to a seated position and change the interlace, so basically do the one that feels weird, the one that you wouldn't choose to do. And the same thing, draw the knuckles down towards the ground, feel that opening through the chest. And then start to come forwards, taking the forehead to the ground, and the arms up towards the ceiling if that feels okay. breathe. Just let any tension release. Consciously drawing those shoulders back. Lower the hands and roll up through the spine. Give those shoulders a roll. And maybe give yourself a little seated twist from side to side just to loosen everything back up. If you're very tight through the shoulders, you'll have probably felt that quite a lot. And then just taking the left hand underneath the belly button, right hand up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, lean over. Again, if you're not good at sitting on the ground, if it's just not for you at all, sit on a chair to do this. Or you can sit cross-legged if that's better. Inhale, come round. Exhale, folding to the side, opening through the ribs, just getting that mobility through the shoulder. One more time on each side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. And this time just move that shoulder forwards and backwards. Let's get that movement, get that mobility, get that connective tissue loosening off. And take it round to the other side. The key is just to move. Got a little quote. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Okay, take a big shoulder roll. Bring the palms together. Namaste.